Wow! Look at all these fantastic Faber-Castell art materials. This is any artist's dream. I'm Einstein Christensen, professional cartoonist, and for as long as I can remember, I've been drawing, doodling, and imagining. The moment I have an idea, I pick up a pencil and start drawing. Any great design, from buildings to bridges, bulldozers to battleships, all started life as a drawing. It's not just about drawing, it's about ideas, inspiration, and problem solving. And nobody knows more about this than Faber-Castell. They've been at it for over 240 years! I always thought I was crazy about pencils, but look at this for dedication. These guys are workers at the Malaysian branch of Faber-Castell. And believe it or not, they're making a huge pencil. To make it, they use tons and tons of wood and some seriously large pieces of graphite for the lead. Standing over 19 meters, this is the biggest pencil in the whole world. You can do some serious sketching with that thing. But what is this? Girls dressed in pencils? You see, the Faber-Castell family is so dedicated to pencils that they've even tried using pencils as a fashion item. What will they think of next? This is bound to shake the world of fashion forever. The Faber-Castell company got started in 1761 in a small town called Stein, near the German city of Nuremberg. The founding father was called Caspar Faber, and since then, the company has stayed in the Faber-Castell's family ownership. In this castle, the Faber-Castell family used to live. Today, they have their own art academy here, totally dedicated to teaching art and creative thinking. Next to the castle, you'll find a huge Faber-Castell factory. In here, they mix the clay and graphite in big grinding machines and makes them into pencil leads. We're in the part of the factory that mixes the colors for the pencils. And here, the colored pencil leads are jumping out of the machines by the thousands. Yellow, blue, red, all kinds of colors. Then, small wooden boards are stacked up high before they go into a big machine to cut grooves. Then the grooves are filled with glue and the leads are inserted into the grooves. This time it's white colored pencils being made. Then, another piece of grooved wood is put on to form a sandwich. These sandwiches are pressed together and end up in a big dryer. When they're dry, they travel into a big machine that cuts them into round, hexagonal or triangular pencils. Look, I got my hands full, and here's more waiting to be cut. And then they're moved over to be painted in all kinds of different colors. This time it's classic Faber-Castell green. Then gold letters are printed on the side before finally one end is cut and painted and the other is sharpened. Oh, aren't they adorable? The amazing thing about all these pencils is that Faber-Castell is making them all over the world. They make 1.8 billion pencils every year. That's enough to stretch all the way to the moon. Realizing that it would be seriously embarrassing to run out of trees, Faber-Castell only takes wood from renewable sources and managed plantations and forests. In fact, Faber-Castell takes the environment so seriously that they've developed PVC-free erasers and pioneered water-based varnishes that are as distinctive as they're environmentally friendly. Look at all those colors! Now all I need is something to draw on. Let me see what I've... Wow! Look at this cave! Even I can't run out of pencils down here. Let's get drawing! Faber-Castell, connect your pens and wax crayons. Hi everybody, it's me again, Einstein! And now I'm going to show you some fun drawing games you can try with Faber-Castell connector pens. Look! They all connect so that you can have fun with them as a toy. Well, I start with a blue marker, drawing a wavy waterline, and then I draw a spiral-shaped squiggle. Inside each circle shape, I draw a mouth and an eye and fins. Yes, that's right, it's fish! And they were so easy to draw. 4 fish from one squiggle shape. Now, let's see, I need a new color. Pink is good. Yes, pink lips and orange bodies with white stripes. Then I grab a dark purple. Purple stripes will make them into clownfish. I put the stripes right in between the orange and the white. Then I grab a turquoise and put in a few air bubbles. That will make the drawing look nice and water-like. Next, I draw the same shape horizontally. I add a squiggle at the bottom, then round eyes on top, and then cute little smiles. I also draw a heart shape around the face before I color the body with the same purple. Look, I'm giving them pink lips and rosy cheeks. Can you guess what they're meant to be? Well, if you guessed little octopus, you're right. Look how cute they are, holding hands like that. I draw a wavy line for the sand, 2 big circles, and 4 smaller ones directly above. Then I draw 2 tiny circles directly above each big circle. What do you think is going to be? Well, that looks like eyes, and that looks like claws, and a smile. They are crabs! Crabs with 3 legs on either side of the body and happy smiles with big teeth. Next, I color them light yellowy brown. I make sure I leave some white on the body and claws. That becomes the sunlight coming through the water and falls on the crabs on the bottom. And then I finish both crabs with yellow bellies. The last thing I draw is a ship floating high above the sea creatures on the surface of the water. Notice that the ship is just a collection of squares and rectangles. Very easy to draw and very easy to color. And as a last surprise to make the drawing perfect, I use wax crayons. I break off a little piece of blue crayon and use the side to color in a nice blue water effect. Then a bit of yellow, and finally blue sky and white clouds. Well, I'm happy. Now it's your turn to try. Faber-Castell, jumbo color pencils and jumbo marker. In this case, I know a great game. Just grab a big marker and a big piece of paper. Close your eyes, then make a crazy squiggle as fast as you can. Move your arm all over the place. Use your muscles. Then look at it and think, what can this be? As soon as you get an idea, draw it on right away. Oh yes. Let's see how I can draw this. Nostrils, body, stripes, arms, eyes, teeth, tongue. What do you think I'm drawing? You're right! It's a dinosaur! That's what I saw in my squiggles. Then ready for my jumbo color pencils. These pencils are excellent for big-sized coloring. Even my huge dinosaur is no problem for my jumbo pencils. Look how fast I can do it. I covered the whole animal in just a few minutes. And the good news is that Faber-Castell has jumbo color pencils in many different varieties. Just check them out in the store. Then I choose purple for the lips. Purple is a nice contrast to green, and they go very well together. Always look for contrasting colors. That will make your drawing look brighter and more vibrant. Next, I choose red for the tongue. And blue for the shadow under the tongue, as well as the teeth. Then some brown shadow on the spikes at the back of the dinosaur. That will make them look more solid and three-dimensional. Then I color yellow on the whole spike, also on top of the brown. A bit of yellow on the body, and then a bit of orange to soften the shadow. Yeah, these jumbo color pencils are really good. I can blend them from light to dark and mix any color I want simply by putting them on top of each other. Look how easy it is. The drawings seem to lack something though. I have an idea. I'll draw a bug on his nose. That should make him nice and scared. Yep, a beetle looking him straight in the eye. Just 2 circles, a few small legs, antennas, mouth, spotty back, and it's done. Then I finish with a few trees in the background. Dinosaurs love to hang out in the jungle and hunt for food. Look at this! The beetle doesn't understand why the dinosaur is afraid of him. Just my signature, and it's done. Now what do you think? From a squiggle to prehistoric dinosaur. Now it's your turn to try. Grab a Faber-Castell marker and draw a crazy squiggle. Faber-Castell, classic color pencils, connector pens, jumbo marker, and classic pencil. Phew! A brand new sheet of paper for me to fill up. No problem. I start sketching with an HB pencil. First, I sketch my picture frame. Then I sketch 3 square heads with ears, noses, and tongues sticking out. Then I use a thick black Faber-Castell marker to ink in all the lines. Horns, nostrils, tongues, eyes, and ears. This marker is great for big drawings where you need thick solid lines. See how easy it is to fill in the black patches of the cow. Then I continue to ink in the rest of the cows. Line work is a precision job. You need to concentrate on what you're doing and keep your hands steady. The better you make your line drawing, the easier it is to color in afterwards. Most of my drawings are made just like this. I start with a pencil, then I ink the lines, and finally I color. My first choice of color is the Faber-Castell connector pens. They're great fun because you can connect them up to almost any shape. Since cows love flowers, I start with putting on a whole bunch of flowers in the background. I do different shapes for the flowers to make the green feel more fun to look at. I continue with turquoise flowers and yellow squiggle flowers. Lots of variety, that's the thing. I draw a green outline for some of the flowers, then some small red flowers, and a pink center for the purple flowers. Yep, I think I got enough now. It's a real flower explosion! Now it's time for the Faber-Castell colored pencils. I have 48 bright color pencils to choose from, so it's no problem to make my drawings sparkle. Look how fast I can color with these pencils. I can also color little details like the horns or the eyes and blend colors together. Next, I start filling in the background behind the flowers. First, a bit of blue, then I blend in different types of green, some light and some dark. Look how the white flowers pop out against the green. Then I shade the cows with dark blue. Hey, what's going on now? Surprise! I draw a box around the picture with knobs and a rectangle with crisscross lines. I'm putting the cows on TV! See how proud they look? Real cow TV stars! Faber-Castell, metallic markers and wax crayons. Here's a little fun drawing game you can do with metallic markers. You grab the color of your choice, in my case a blue one, and draw 16 small straight lines. Now, what can I make out of this? Well, if I draw some short lines in between and a long line across the top, what do you think it is? Then a couple of curved lines on both ends. Now, what do you think it looks like? Well, that looks kind of like a nose. Then another nose. And eyes? With ears? Now, that's definitely teeth. Can you guess by now? Correct, it's a dog. But the dog has 2 heads and only 1 body? Haha! I tricked you! I drew 2 dogs at the same time. Now, let me see. What shall I do next? Oh, I know. 1, 2, 3 triangles. A line across, then I connect it with curvy lines. What do you think they look like? Well, I don't know about you, but I think they look like funny penguins. I color in their arms, heads, and bodies with dark blue metallic marker. These markers are great for anything you would like to draw with metallic effect. Metallic effects are not just for cars and metallic objects. You can put it on anything. Animals, trees, faces, just have fun. Now I need something on top. What should this be? I got a plan. Can you guess what I have just drawn? I'll put on some details to make it easier to see. Eyes, feet, legs, more feet and legs, then the circle on top can be me, Einstein. What do you think? Yes, I think that's really cute. Well, now it's time to get the other metallic colors out and decorate up these animals. I start with gold spots. That looks cool on trendy dogs. Then I fill in the spots with solid gold metallic color. Just a few more, and I'll move on to the feet. Do you know what? I'm giving the dog silver feet as well. You see, you don't have to color up the whole dog. Leaving the body white can be very stylish. Next, I color silver beaks on the chicken and gold feet. You can have so much fun with metallic markers. Next, I bring out my secret trick, wax crayons. They are great if you want to color something without the metallic effect. One of the secrets to good art is to mix techniques and materials. All the different Faber-Castell materials give a different effect. My advice would be to mix them all together to make your special art piece. Then I put a little background color to make the white animals stand out more. Finally, I have a huge idea. And the huge idea is to draw a huge monster that all the animals can be standing on. Big teeth, big arms, big spots, and big horns. What do you think? Enormous! Faber-Castell, classic color pencils and wax crayons. Hey, what's this? Something is on TV. And it looks like me. Oh, it looks like I'm fighting some Vikings. Oh yes, the Vikings were a rough bunch of people. They traveled to many lands and took a lot of prisoners back to their villages in Norway. Sometimes the prisoners ended up as slaves on their ships, rowing for days on end on the open seas. When they finally reached the village, it was up to the chief to put the prisoners to work. Well, all I need now is some new clothes and I can start my new job as a Viking. Oh yes, that's better. Whoa, where are we going? So who's this guy? It must be the second in command. Look at that face! Look at that beard! This guy is a born model. He's just begging to be drawn. Fantastic! I get my Faber-Castell classic pencils out. Then I sketch the outline of his head and beard, fill in the basic colors, and the chief could not stop laughing. He never met a real cartoonist like me before. Well, after filling in some more colors, I start thickening up the outline with a dark brown. That way, the drawing looks more solid and three-dimensional. Finally, I put the dark lines in his beard and I'm done. So guys, what do you think? Cartoons are funny, aren't they? I think the second in command didn't really appreciate my art. Well, I made good friends with the chief, so now I can eat and drink and live it up, just like a real Viking. Faber-Castell, full range of classic pencils, grip pencil and lead stick. Oh great! My favorite pencil right here by the drawing wall. Here I go. I start sketching with an HB grip pencil. It fits well in your hand and it's so easy to grip. After drawing the basic shapes, I get my pencil collection out. A full range of classic green Faber-Castell pencils. They go from 5H, which is very hard, to 8B, which is very soft. I begin with 2B, a medium soft pencil. I draw the Vikings' faces, mouths, noses, eyes and teeth. Then I continue with the boat. It's spiral shaped in each end, and since I like spiral shapes, I have used it repeatedly throughout the whole drawing. After the basic outline, I start filling in the details like wood-carved patterns on the spiral. Next, I start the shading. If I want lighter shading, I use a harder pencil like HB or 2B. Or, if I want darker shading, I use a softer pencil like 4B, 6B or 8B. When you work in black and white, you must plan which area should be lighter and which should be darker. A nice mix of light, dark and medium gray gives good contrast and makes the whole picture come alive. Even the fish looks like fierce Vikings, with spiral eyes and horns on the helmet. Then I continue to fill in details such as swords, hands, shoulders, beards, and shading of course. Again, when I shade, I make sure I think light, dark and medium gray. For example, the fish body is medium gray, the water is dark and the face is light. Then I draw the spirally clouds before introducing the lead stick. Yes, this is one of my secret tools for shading really fast. If you need to cover large areas or simply want a thick, juicy line, this is the one. Look how fast I can draw. Then I put in a bit of rain. The Vikings, of course, are sailing in rough weather. Finally, I use my lead stick to thicken up some lines and fill in some shading. Then the only thing left is my signature. Now, what do you think of my masterpiece? Cool, isn't it? Faber-Castell, watercolor pencils, dust-free eraser and sharpener. Ah, Faber-Castell watercolor pencils. Oh look, 48 different colors in one pack. Okay, I'll start with a purple pencil, sketching the outline of a big pear-shaped face. Big round nose, small round eyes, and a big knife stuck in between the big ugly teeth. Then follows a thick lip and a bushy beard. A hook at the end of a big strong arm? Who on earth could this be? Oh, my pencil needs sharpening. Good job, I have my Faber-Castell sharpener. A few turns and my pencil is ready for action again. Now I draw in the frame of my picture. This is how big I want my drawing to be. It's good to work inside the frame. Then you know how to compose the picture within the frame and where to end your lines. Now, can you guess what I'm drawing? Of course you knew. It's a pirate! And a big one too! After sketching with a purple pencil, I start putting on the colors. The body has a soft pink as a base color. On top of that, I add orange, brown for a shadow, and red to give him a fresh, suntanned look. As I work with each individual color, I also color in details around the picture, like this leather strap. I continue with a simple pattern for his headscarf. Then erase a few unwanted marks from his teeth before I color on his beard and the rest of his clothes. Shadows around his eyes and the handle of the knife. I also clean up the white in his eyes so that I can draw in yellow. Then I add blue clouds in the background, and I add lots and lots of black to his beard. His name, of course, is Captain Blackbeard. I use my dust-free eraser to lighten up some colors before I finish details such as stripes on his shirt and shading on his body so that it looks more rounded. And now, get ready for my art magic trick. I dip my brush in water and I paint the water onto the surface of the drawing, and it becomes a painting! Yoo-hoo! You see, that's the magic of watercolor pencils. You can use them like any normal color pencil, and if you want to turn your drawing into watercolor painting, all you do is to add water. Look how easy it is! The colors blend smoothly in with each other and create new shades of color. This must be the easiest way of producing a serious piece of fine art. When you've finished painting with the water, you can add more details and texture with the dry pencils. See, I'm adding some muscle toning and canvas texture onto the sails, as well as hairy arms and shoulders. Now my Captain Blackbeard is finished. Now it's your turn. Faber-Castell Classic Color Pencils. Whoa! Whoa! Hey! Now, what do we have here? Faber-Castell classic color pencils? And this time I'm not going to make a drawing. I'm going to make a painting. I start sketching using a dark brown pencil. I sketch the water and the body of a big ship. Not just any ordinary ship. It's a classic Dutch battleship. After sketching in the main shapes, I start putting in details like windows, balconies, wood carvings and lanterns. These ships were heavily decorated. Then follows flags and sails. Back in those days, the ships had many huge sails in order to pick up speed out on the oceans. Before I start on the coloring, I tighten up all the shapes and details like windows and little railings along the side of the ship. Then I put in the battle symbol itself, a pencil. Yes, this was the battle for the best pencils. The ship had 28 cannons shooting cannonballs as big as watermelons. Oh yes, it was a fierce fight. Okay, just a few details and I go on with the next step, coloring. This is where I plan how to paint the picture. What colors to use, what should be dark and what should be light, and even what is hard edge color, like on the boat, or soft edge color, like in the sky. Faber-Castell has 48 beautiful color pencils in one box, so I have no problems coming up with a great color scheme. Then I have to plan the light source. Where is the light coming from, and how does it fall on the ship? Finally, I color in the green pencil symbol, and then I'm ready for painting. I start outlining the whole ship with all its details first. Now, I follow carefully the lines that I just drew with my pencils before I start with the color. Notice that I follow quite accurately the colors that I put down first with color pencils. Yes, it's like I always say. Under any great painting lies a great drawing. So if you want to be a great painter, start practice drawing. Okay, I'm done. Let the battle for the best pencils begin!